Hey everybody, welcome back. Now, we're going to do an unboxing, first impressions on the Benchmade Redoubt. Now, I've been told different ways to say it. Redoubt is the way I've been told. Redoubt, I've heard all sorts of fun stuff. However you say it, this is a fun knife. Now, 2 boxes, Benchmade Black Class. Why do we have 2 boxes? Well, we got 2 styles. So we have the standard 430 BK Redoubt, tactical everyday knife, and then we have the 430 SBK. Now, if you're a Benchmade fan, you know what the S stands for. It stands for superfluous. Just kidding. Serrations. Now, the cool part is this has got the CPM D2 steel. So let's take a look at these. Let's get this one open first. This is already out of the bag for us. I haven't opened this one. Came straight from the factory, hot off the presses, like I said. So this is going to be your serrated version. And then this one is going to be our plain edge version. Now I have to say, they had these at SHOT Show when I was down there. I liked it. I think honestly, my personal opinion, I will give it at the end. But it's a beauty. It's a beauty for what you get in this knife. Like I said, this is the serrated version. Pretty awesome. Now, price-wise, full retail from Benchmade, $180. All of the knife dealers right now are selling them for $162. Pretty darn fair. But the cool part is, they didn't forget about the lanyard fans. Look at that lanyard hole. It's awesome. Now, this is a bigger knife. We're going to do some comparisons coming up in regards to like a full-size Griptilian and a Bug Out and a Spyderco Para 3. Now, these are the ones that most remind me of this one. I got to do a little wrist flick because I'm behind camera. Let's do it without some wrist flick. Now, if you guys hear this one, we'll do a comparison. I was flipping this earlier and somebody goes, sounds like you're flipping a Griptilian. That's the Gravity scale for you. But let's take a look at the blade on this plain edge. Beautiful, beautiful coating on that CPM D2 blade steel. Drop point blade. Loving it. That coating's a cobalt black. So it's kind of that newer style. It doesn't reflect the light as much, which is kind of cool, than a standard black. And we'll look at that and compare that in a minute as well. As some of the older, has a little bit of texture to it. This blade is made to do some work, okay? It's a black class knife, so it's ready to be put to work. Now, blade specs on this one. The blade, 3.55 inches, so it's a little bit bigger than a Griptilian. The thickness on the blade, 1/8 of an inch, 0.125 of an inch. It's got that really, really cool shape that we're all used to. I really like it. Large glove size hand, plenty of room. I do get a little bit of a hot spot on my pinky, riding on some of this jimping. These scales are Gravity. They're gray and green, so hopefully that color's coming through. And one of the interesting facts, and we'll talk about this more in the next video, because I have another video coming up where we're going to take one of these apart, but this is all one piece, the green piece. And you can see it's got a couple screws holding it together and holding it in place. Now this one looks a little different because this one's a pin. And this is a D-shaped pin because they have a redesigned pocket clip. So I was a little bummed because I'm like, man, I love the 3-hole style, but it gives it a really clean look on the show side because you don't have these 3 holes that aren't being used for me. A little bit of design in the Gravity around the pivot, which is kind of cool. Of course, you got the cutouts for the access bar. A really nice big cutout here for if you're wearing gloves or anything. You can get a hold of that thumb stud. But let's take a look at this pocket clip. Now, this is one that's going to be reversible. So you can right or left-handed carry, tip up. It sticks up just a smidge, as you can see. That little bit of gap through there. I've been carrying this today. I kind of dig it. I'm getting used to it in comparison to a standard clip where obviously more of the blade's going to stick out. But to change this over, you got a hole right here, got that cool Benchmade butterfly right there on that deep carry pocket clip, ready to go for you. But you loosen this up, push this out a little bit, take it out the rest of the way. This is a D-shaped kind of pin. So that way it doesn't rotate, it locks down tight. You could flip it over for the lefties and you could rock it. Or if you're gonna carry, you know, in your left pocket, those kind of things. What do you think? Thumb studs have the standard Benchmade look to them, so we're all familiar with that. The look, the feel, they're comfortable. They don't bite into your hands. You got that CPM D2 steel on that. I'm trying to make it different lights so you can kind of see the coating and the blade grinds that are on the blade itself. Of course, you got the Omega springs in there. Shout out to the Omega springs. Of course, in here, you can see some of the liners in there. And it's riding on two big ol' phosphor bronze washers, which you can see right in there. And out of the box, smooth, no stick, nothing like that. So that's pretty cool, especially with coated hardware, coated liners. There's a lot that can be done with this. Now, first impressions. We're gonna finish up those as soon as we finish the blade specs. I stopped at the blade length and thickness, but the overall open length of this, 8.29 inches. Closed, you're looking at 4.75. Now, we talked about this grivery. To me, we're gonna compare this to a Griptilian, but to me, this is gonna be your upgraded Griptilian style, different style pocket clip, has a cleaner look. To me, I don't know, Griptilian's been a staple. You'll see the one we're gonna compare it to. I've been using it for probably 10 years, I would say, close to that, and it's got a lot of wear on it. So I look forward to putting a lot of wear on one of these. Black hardware all around. Weight on this one, 3.7 ounces. So right in that full-size Griptilian range. Some of the Griptilians, 3.8, those kind of things. So same range. Get a look at that serrated blade steel on this one. Let me know down in the comments. What are your first impressions? What do you think? Plain edge or serrated? And then what do you think of the pocket clip? I know a lot of people like the clip. I'm getting used to it. I'm a Benchmade guy, so this is, you know, going outside the norm for me. But let's do a little comparison. We're gonna put the serrated away. It needs to go to sleep, take a nap, keep it ready for some work tomorrow. Now, first comparison. The Spyderco Para 3, your standard pivot to pivot comparison. You can see the total size difference in this one. And let's do a thickness comparison. We're gonna put it right up here so you can see the overall thickness. It's a little bit thicker than the Para 3. The blade length, obviously much different. I like it. I'm digging it. Now I know I've heard a lot of buzz about the tagged out coming out. That's going to be another hot one. Bigger blade shape, bigger handle, a little bit thinner, which is kind of cool. Now, we talked about the coating comparison. This is a standard kind of black Cerakote DLC coating that you get on a lot of bug outs, similar knives. This is the Smoky Mountain Knife Works edition with G10. But you can kind of see the difference from that all flat black to what they're calling the cobalt black coating. And we've seen that recently on like the Mini Adamas and some other knives that have come out recently. I kind of dig it. I like it. They upgraded the 535 GRY-1 bug out to that. Here's your comparison. I know a lot of people are saying this is a bigger bug out version. There's your comparison. Obviously, it's going to be heavier. It's going to be thicker in all fashions. You can see the thickness comparison. Quite a bit of difference. Thickness on the handle for the Redoubt is 0.61 of an inch. You can see the blade length difference. Not too much. You know, you're rocking that 3.55 on the Redoubt on the left. And the bug out, you're probably running like a 3.35, I think, something like that. So overall, these are some really good comparisons and looks at these. We're also going to compare it to that Griptilian, but I wanted to give you guys just an overall first look, first impressions. Solid, full-size pocket knife. It's ready to do some work, some serious work. But like I said, I get a little bit of a hot spot right here with this jimping on the scale, but it's obviously not going to come out of your hands whatsoever. And this texture on here is kind of bumpy, but it's not catchy. You know what I mean? It doesn't catch much. It does have a little bit of traction on the pocket clip. There's no flat spots for it, so it's not going to come out of your pocket very easily. I think that's also an addition to this pocket clip. We're going to take a look at a pocket clip in just a second. It's going to be a little bit longer, you know, opening unboxing video, because I wanted to really show you guys the difference in some of these knives. And then we're also going to look at that pocket clip difference. So let me know what you guys think of that. I'm going to grab this pocket clip that I didn't get out ahead of time. Shame on me. But you guys benefit from the extra info here. So we're going to look at that deep pocket carry clip. Oh, actually I had one sitting there. We're going to look at that standard deep pocket carry clip because I really want to see and show that difference on those. But here's your full-size griptilian on the top. Obviously you can see the blade coating. It's had plenty of wear. It's taken the sharpenings like a champ. This is in the standard D2. This was one of the Cabela's exclusives. I dyed the tan scales black. Overall, here's your comparison. Pretty darn close on the handle. A little bit different design. You know, the griptilian's got a little more curve to it. Sometimes you know, curve works. You can see the blade difference right here. We'll put it over here so there's no logos in the way. Pretty darn comparable. Pretty darn comparable. So thickness-wise, let's take a look at the thickness. Pretty darn close as well. Really close. You get back here to the belly, you get a little bit more belly in the griptilian in the thickness than you do the Redoubt. But I want to know, do you guys dig it? Because I do. Now, price-wise, for what you're getting, Grivery CPM D2, I know it's an upgraded blade steel from standard D2, but overall, I would like to see this one like full retail in the 150 area, if that would have been possible, because it would have, you know, put it down in the bug out range. I get it, prices are going up, made in the USA, but let me know your thoughts. Now, if this was to be standing on the pocket itself, or I'm sorry, on the scale itself, this is a good impression of where this clip rides. You know what I mean? If they did a standard 3-hole pattern, where that deep pocket carry would stick out, and how much less this new clip style is going to stick out. So pretty cool. Makes it low profile. Hopefully won't catch on as much stuff. It's a little bit different in length as well. A little shorter. I would say a little wider, but this one has a difference. And, you know, the weak point on these, I've seen those break right here. You'll catch it on something, that's the weak point, it'll snap. But I have high hopes for this. We're going to do some testing, some use. We'll report back in a few weeks. You'll see another video coming up when we tear one of these apart, do a little maintenance. We'll show you some of the cool ideas on this and some of the things that might come. But overall, you guys, I think this Benchmade Redoubt is ready to go. I think it's ready to work. I'm excited. Now, I can't decide which one I'm going to carry. You guys know I like serrations a little bit. I have them on my Super Freak as well. They work really good at work for me. So, all right, you guys, do me a favor. Do something kind for someone. Hashtag DSKFS. Really just makes your day. Makes somebody else's day as well. Most importantly, you guys take care, and we'll see you on the next one.